Hello, namaste, my merry mermaids, my merry mermen, my bella butterflies, my unique unicorns, my namaste ninjas, my zen zebras. I always feel like I'm leaving somebody out. Okay. Anyhow, I really didn't want to show myself because I look terrible. Sorry about that. Went down the wrong way because I had a yawn at the same time I was trying to swallow. Okay. Anyhow, I am at Walmart, but I'm going to do a quick reading beforehand. I actually did the reading. I was going to show you myself, but 1 second, guys. I don't have anything to drink in the car, so I guess I'm going to have to choke. Maybe off a piece of gum. One second. I wanted to show you my notes I've been working on all day. I did the dowsing rods, which I used to call Madame Zelda. And I haven't done the dowsing rods probably 2 years. Something like that. Anyway, I'm trying to, as you could see from the title of this video, I was trying to do my work on Dulce Marie Alavez. 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Well, I'm having some kind of throat problem and I'm choking. So, it's kind of hard to talk. But, so I might as well shuffle. Spirits, divine, angels, archangels, dear God, Jesus, spirit guides and guardian angels of Dulce. Please let us know where she is, what happened to her. Where is she? Thank you. Dulce Marie Alavez. Okay. Now, I heard a lot of bad rep. If you review her case, she's a little girl that went missing September 16th. She went missing September 16th, 2019 in Bridgeton, New Jersey. Yeah. And so that's a lot of years. It's all the rest of 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and now 2023. So almost 5 years. So anyhow, a lot of psychics have weighed in and people made fun of the psychics because one psychic, I'm not going to use names. If you're up on this case, you know. Hold on a second. I'm not going to chew gum in your face. Okay, so, a lot of psychics have made suggestions, so people made fun of them because they had to look into every tip. So they did look into what the psychics said, different psychics, and one of them said that she just started school. She started kindergarten, and I believe it was kindergarten. And one psychic said that it was somebody that works at the school or is associated with the school. And nobody would ever guess that he did it. But that she's buried behind the school. So they did take the dogs and they did dig behind the school. and they didn't find anything, okay? Then another psychic in Ohio said something similar, and they went there with dogs and a team and digging, and they didn't find anything. So a lot of psychics are getting a bad rap, but I think that they still, maybe would look into it. A lot of people think that the mother is suspect. And so let me just tell you my feeling. I watched a lot of videos on her, on the situation, on the case, facts videos, right? And I think because she was pregnant with Dulce at age 14, 15, right? Because 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, actually 14. And then she had a 3-year-old son, Manuel, I think. And so she had Dulce 5 and Manuel, who was 3. And she was only 19, okay? So what I pick up with her is a learning problem. What I pick up with her is, a delayed or a flat affect, but not in a bad way where she's like an evil monster or a psychopath. I believe, because I've seen that too, I believe that it's more of a learning problem. And also, think about if you were 14 and you were already pregnant with your first child. Now you're 19. So supposedly the kids were living with her mom and dad, and I don't know where she was living, but she was also pregnant and just told Dulce, you're going to be, a sister again. And she has since had 2 more kids. So she had 2 more daughters, and she has a son, and she has Dulce. So she has 4 kids. And so she was 19 then, so she's 20, 21, 22, 23. So she's 23. She has 4 kids. Okay, no judgment. I'm not judging that. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to be on her side because I watched her. I watched her on the Dr. Phil show, and everybody's saying, why doesn't she cry? And she says she doesn't cry in front of people. She cries on her own. And you could be that type. She showed in her house how she has Dulce's artwork up all over the place, everything in bags, all the toys. She loved Let It Go. She loved, what is that called from? Frozen. She loved Frozen, that movie. So she had all kinds of Frozen toys and princess dresses. She had everything. Unlike Candace, who got rid of all Summer's toys and Summer's clothes. Okay? That's when you feel your child is not coming back. Some people who even have a murdered child or the child dies from a disease, they still leave the room set up for the child because they just can't move past it. And that's, however you deal with it. But she has everything waiting for this child to come home. Now, I'm just giving you my take, and my take is through a psychic perspective. Plus, I have watched all the videos. Some people don't watch all the videos of facts because they don't want to be pushed in one direction or another. I like to watch anything with a video, anything with the child's picture, anything with the family dynamic, because I get energy off of that. I get intuitive energy off of that. But that being said, I want to say that this is just my opinion. This is just my take, and it does not mean that it will be 100%. You know what? If it brings her home, if it makes her Dulce Marie found, then wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Couldn't we just roll the dice and try that? But with that being said, this is allegedly for entertainment reasons only. Okay? Because I know that I'm not God. I gotta take off my jacket, even though I have the air on. And it's just been a weird mood. Like, I know I didn't do Madalena Kodakari, but I really concentrated on the dowsing rods with Dulce, with my spirit guides, and her spirit guides, and her guardian angels. I really had to summon them in, because I was going through the alphabet for where she is, or what's going on with her, and where is she located. So just right off the bat, because I don't think I wrote that down. Dulce Marie Alavez. Spirit guides, thank you for being with me. I on purpose did not close my third eye after I did the reading with the dowsing rods, because Connor was at his job. I mean, he came home in the middle and I was still doing it. And when he sees me doing that, he just asked me like 1 or 2 questions. But he knows when I'm doing that, I'm busy. So try not to talk to me, because I'm probably not going to answer. And then I had incense and white sage going, and candles, angel candles going, because I wanted to be protected up, because there is some negative energy. But mainly, I thought a long time ago I had done a reading on Dulce, because, East Coast is, that's where I'm from. I'm not from New Jersey, but half my family live in New Jersey now. But anyhow, but maybe I just said, Forever Bella said that I just talked about her, that she thinks that I said what I thought. Apparently I did that on a lot of cases. I just kept the thoughts in my mind, and I didn't come out with a full read, because a lot of weird things happened in 2020, and I got busy with Gannon, I got busy with the boys, and I got busy with Summer, I got busy with Suzanne Morphew. That's a lot. And and Abby and Libby were in 2017, so they had the stop sign up for a long time. I couldn't even touch that case. Anyhow, so I wanted to say that I asked and I prayed about it, and I feel that she's still alive. Now, I felt that way a few years back. I did see some bad, horrible scenes to make her not remember her past life, because she would bring it up, and she still has it up there. But they would do something really mean to her or bad to her that I'm not going to say, on the video, because you all could use your own imagination, because they wanted to take away her memory. She was 5 years old, so she does remember her grandmother and her mother and her little brother, okay? And her aunt, it was 8 years old. So, and a lot of people on a video that I shared is like an automated video of Dulce talking. It's on my community page if you want to see it. And why I shared it is because it really looks real. But they said something wrong in it. She said I was with my brother, my little brother who's 3, and my sister who's 8. No, that's not her sister. That was her aunt that was 8. Okay? That was her mother's sister. And supposedly the mother let Dulce and her little brother, 3 years old, go play in the park, and she stayed in the car doing scratch-offs and helping her sister with her homework. But they were facing a different direction than where they were, and there was no cameras in the park at the time. So at one point, Dulce got up because the little boy was nonverbal, so he was just sitting there crying alone. And the mother said, "Where's your sister?" And he couldn't say anything. He was just crying with his ice cream. And he pointed to these shed things that I guess the workers for the park store things, and all the doors were locked. But the two girls that were playing basketball said they saw a man. They described him. He was Hispanic and dark, and they also said they saw African American, but they never did a picture of him. But they said that that man had a red Jeep or a red car and took Dulce. Okay, so why wouldn't they look for every red car in town? Why weren't the detectives looking, or even the family drive around, look for anybody who owns a red Jeep, okay, in that area? You might be able to find them through the car. But, who knows? Maybe they did do that. I always see an apartment building that he lived in, but there's other people. There might even be a boy or other kids. So my take is, yes, she is alive. Where is she? Is she in New Jersey? No, she's not in New Jersey. She, very soon after she was abducted, in the night, they left their apartment. They didn't pay the rent, I don't think. And they drove to California. I think years ago I felt Mexico because that's where her father is. But law enforcement checked it out. They couldn't find him, but they checked it out. I don't think she's with the father, because he got deported years before, and he did want to see her, but I don't believe that she's in Mexico. I believe that she's in California, and there's several different places in California. I think all right, so when she first, without even looking at my notes, because I know what's on my notes, when she first went to California, when she was first abducted to California, there's other people. I see other people in the house that going back and forth talking. We're going to do this. We're going to try this. It was kind of like, was she being watched? She was recognized as a little kid that somebody could take. And I believe that she was sold to somebody. Okay, but these people that took her, they left New Jersey. I don't feel like they took their chances to stay in New Jersey and try to find other kids to abduct. Do I feel that there's a link between the mother and knowing this person? I think the mother does know this person. Okay, if she would just really think about it and write down, exactly who it is. But there's a lot of things going on with people don't want to get talk because they don't want to get deported. There's a lot of people that don't have their papers, but I don't feel in my heart and my gut, my psychic gut, I don't feel the mother is involved. I feel the mother does want her child back, isn't very swift, IQ is very low, but that has nothing to do with love, because, I feel Candace has a low IQ as well, but I feel Candace was involved with Summer's disappearance. Okay, that's my opinion, and probably a million other people's opinion. But anyhow, can I be wrong? Yeah, of course I could be wrong. Sorry, my eye is itching because I didn't do a good job of taking off my makeup yesterday and last night. Apparently, I was dancing at 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, almost had a heart attack, because I was trying to practice that last move. Anyhow, so Dulce, I feel, is in California. At first, when they took her over there and made money to a family wanted a little girl. I don't think it was for a good reason. I think it was more for money. They wanted the family, but they also, there's something weird. There's a component, and I was discussing it with my soul sisters and also my Forever Bella, because she's from Cali and she knows a lot of the places that I was talking about. And I am very bad with maps, but I was trying to Google certain sections and I wasn't able to come up with it fully. So I do have some boots on the ground that are going to get on the ground and help me out, some ladybugs. Remember, I used to have ladybugs and the boots on the ground type of people. Anyhow, it's like, how long can we ignore this? And especially, Dulce, I really believe, a lot of people believe she's alive. I think that if she wasn't alive, they would have found her. And you might say, well, they didn't find Summer yet. Yet. They'll find Summer. They'll find Michael. Lena might still be alive, but living in, for some reason, I think Pakistan. Anyhow, so Dulce, I feel that when she first went over there, it was still 2019, okay? And changing hands, as I heard, the changing hands. So like first she's talking a lot about her mother and mother, and her father too, and every time she does that, they do something bad to her so that she doesn't talk about it anymore. They say like, they didn't want you, so we're your new family now, this is your new family, you never speak of them, this is your new name, right? So I was really trying to, they're not going to leave her with Dulce, but in the back of her mind, she still remembers, my name is Dulce. And Dulce, if you're watching me, if you ever, if God puts this video and you see this video, Dulce Marie Alavez, you know that your name is Dulce Marie. Your name is Dulce, and you have a mother that loves you very much, and a grandmother, and a brother, and now two more sisters, and you have a father that lives in Mexico that loves you also very much. Okay, and a whole bunch of people that never will forget you. So, if you can get yourself to a phone and call 911 and say, I know my name is Dulce Marie Alavez, and never forget it. Anyhow, you never know. Magical things happen all the time. God watches over. I had to summon Archangel Michael so many times today because the rods were not working and answering me, and I was sitting there for hours writing down the notes in between because for Dulce, and I kept asking God to send Archangel Michael to be wherever she is, to protect her from harm, to protect her so that we can get to her, to give me the location so that I could write it down, I could get it to the police, or just even get it on the video and put the video out there, and the video will get to her or to people that are in California or in the areas where she is. Okay, so they changed her looks a little bit, hair wise, but you can't really change your face. You can't change those beautiful eyes. Her eyes were like a little bit like, she looked a little bit, she's Spanish, of course, she's Spanish, but she had a little curve to her eyes that went up a little bit like almost Chinese, but I know she's not Chinese, but her mother has that too, and it's very, very pretty. So you can't change that. Anyhow, and you can't change her memories. She has the memories, she does, but she's keeping quiet because every time she brought it up, I want to go home, they would say, this is your home, you've been adopted, we adopted you because they didn't love you anymore, and you never speak of them again, and if you do, you'll be sorry. Okay, so let me just see my notes before I go on. I know I wrote a lot of crazy stuff at first, and then I rewrote it neatly so that Ruby could do a mapping. I asked Ruby's really good. Ruby, just Texas Medium, is excellent at her mappings and her psychic abilities, and we were collabing a little bit like we used to, so it made me happy. And also Forever Bella, she lives in Cali, and she's doing one of her 7 jobs, so when she gets time, she said she'll look things up. I mean, I was trying to Google and I wasn't getting any maps. No maps were coming up. I was asking my Alexa and my computer things, and they were barely giving me anything. So I even had my 4th grade map out just so I could feel the energy, and I felt like, and Ruby said it great. She was like, I see her going back and forth on the plane, in the car, on the plane, in the car. Now I got the car, I didn't get the plane because I don't think they have that much money. But when they first went over to California, she went into a school system. I feel like she went into like a Catholic school. And that's, I keep seeing a cross, but like the cross isn't good. And then I even saw an upside down cross, which that's scary, right? And what that means is, it could be a priest or, a church that's not good. And I saw the T word in the church. Okay, so this is all allegedly entertainment, but like, I don't think I would get this out of nowhere. So I looked up, does trafficking ever happen in any kind of schools, like Catholic schools? And boy, did I see a motherload of crap and scary stuff, okay? So I'm not accusing anything. I'm just giving my intuitive reading. And you know what? I could be wrong, but what if I'm right about something that leads to finding beautiful Dulce and bringing her home to her family, where she belongs in New Jersey? Okay, so let me just go back to where the school thing was, because that was flipping me out. And I feel like, so that was 2019. So she was stolen in September, so she's still going to be of age, but they might have kept her out of the limelight for a little while because they were actively looking for her. But where were they going to go at first? They're going to go to Mexico because that's where the father was. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that he was cleared because when they found him, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to that paper. That's going to flip me out. There it is. Okay, I got it. All right, so I tried to look up schools that I felt like she went to a school. I was like, are there schools for elementary kids that are under the guise of Catholic schools that are also under the guise of, we take all kinds of kids, and even if they have parents or they have somebody that's helping them, we take all kinds of kids. For some reason, I didn't know if she lived there. Do they actually have schools that you live in? Or is money exchanged so that they can take advantage of these kids? So I don't know. I was getting a horrible feeling. And then, when the schools shut down because it was 2020. But that didn't happen until, she was taken on the 16th of September. So you have October, the rest of September, October, November, December, all the holidays and stuff. And then January, they even would be school. But I feel like she was hidden at first. So she didn't go at first. Okay. All right, so then what I thought East Cali. I was thinking east. Remember, I'm not good with even north, south, east, west, but I thought east. Southeast. Okay, at first. Okay, but then remember, she moved around. I got places like Santa Clara, Oakland Christian School. I was looking that up because there was some controversy attached to it. And then, oddly enough, there was a picture, and the girl looked like she was in about 3rd, 4th grade, and she was kind of like, shaped like Dulce. She looked like Dulce. So I was asking Forever Bella, you know how they have pictures in the book? They have pictures of the kids, here's the kids at this holiday party. Here's the kids making crafts for Christmas. Here's the kids at the sports games. Here's the kids in the hallway, getting ready to walk to class. Could we get our hands on those kind of books? Or are they public record? Like, I just looked up a couple of schools and I saw so many pictures of the kids. But anyhow, so that was one idea. So again, allegedly, Santa Clara, Oakland Christian School, I felt kind of way about it. And there was a lot of controversy, so I'm not just picking it off the, skin of my pants. St. Isidore Catholic School Home. So they actually would take kids in. Okay, then I organized this. So, all right. One of the things I did was Dulce's name would definitely have to be changed right away, right? Because she couldn't walk around going, hey, my name is Dulce. Have you seen my picture on the news, for the last couple of years, or even this when she first moved. So, of course, they change her name. They tell her, this is your name. Forget it. Every time she would say, my name is Dulce. I know my name is Dulce Marie. I remember. And they would say, that's a dream. And forget that. Or slap her. Or they would do something to make her forget and stop saying it. So you put it in the back of your mind. And you try to not get hurt. Okay, so allegedly. So this is what I came up with the dowsing rods, with the alphabet out. I had to go through all the 26 letters of the alphabet with the dowsing rods. And sometimes the dowsing rods were not listening or responding. So I had to wait. I had to ask the dowsing rods a lot of questions like, is my name Susan? Is my name Pam? And to determine, is my name Katrina or Kathleen? And then it showed me yes was wide open and no was cross in front. Okay, so I did that a couple of times because sometimes I guess I lost the connection and wasn't tapped in. And that's all I was doing. I wasn't doing any cards. I was doing notes and dowsing rods, writing it down, putting them down for a second, writing it down. Sometimes my arms hurt. I didn't do it on the air because I get very nervous when I'm doing dowsing rods because it takes a long amount of time. I feel if people are watching, I know people want to watch, but I feel like if people are watching, for some reason, it ruins my vibe. And so I'm like, I want answers. I don't want to televise everything. I want answers. I'm going to write it down. Now I'm sharing what I got to you guys. Okay, so when I did this, I said, what does your new name start with? Dulce, what is your new name? So if Dulce is alive, you say, how can you channel her? Well, you can remote view. So I did the best I could, but a lot of times I asked for her spirit guides to jump in, for my spirit guides to help, okay? Because I told you, when they weren't moving at all, I felt like the connection was ruined, and I still wanted it to go. So I got the following name. It might be like this, and I might be wrong. So I'm not in my ego. Trust me, I'm not in my ego. I'm just delivering what I got. And, so the new name might be Anna, A-N-A. Because not only did it stop at A, and I didn't say, okay, let me go through all the alphabet again. Then Anna popped in. And I was like, why am I thinking about Ruby? Because Ruby's name is Ann on different places. Or her middle name is Ann. So I said, maybe I'm thinking about Ruby. No, I'm not thinking about Ruby. Because it was spelled differently. So I got Anna or Ann, A-N-A or A-N-N. And then I got Gomez. I heard Gomez really loud in my head. Boom. Right? So as a middle name. And then I got Perez. Then I find out that the mother, just now, before I came on, the mother, Dulce's mother, last name is Perez. Okay, so is there a connection? I don't think so. There's a lot of Perez's. I'm at school, both in New York and Brooklyn especially, and here in Texas, there's lots of Perez's. Okay, so we got Ana Gomez Perez. Then I started hearing Teresa. So then I got Anne or Anna Teresa Gomez Perez. So maybe she made her communion, right? Because she's been gone long enough. She's in a Catholic school. They're going to make you do the communion. So maybe she took Teresa as her communion name. Or maybe this name is somebody around her. But I don't think so. I think this is the new name. Anna Gomez Perez or Anne Teresa Gomez Perez. Then I got a Jose Perez, really strong. I was like, who's Jose Perez? Who's Jose to you? Is he like your father? And what I hear is, I know who my father is. And I think her father's name is Edgar, that lives in Mexico. But so she wasn't answering me on that. So I said, is he your uncle or like your uncle? So she just said, that's the man who's in the house. That's the man who's in the house. Maybe she has to say, he's dad. He's daddy. Okay. So these are names that I heard. Okay. As for the woman or the mother or the supposed mother, I got an Anna too. So maybe they're just trying to make her named after the mother. I got an Anna Perez. Okay. I started looking things up, and then my brain hurt, and my third eye was blown out, and I was like, what I do is when I know that I didn't close it up because I was waiting for something else to come, I start to feel like somebody cut the top of my head off, took it open, did something into my brain, like went like this and hurt my brain, or took it out, threw it on the ground, then put it back in, then put my top of my head back on and sewed it up. That's what it feels like. Okay. Sorry about that. So when I go into the store, I'm going to get my Excedrin, which I can't find. And the Excedrin usually always helps me with that kind of headache. But I wanted to keep it on so that I can come and do this for you guys. Okay, so I think Dulce's new name is Anna Gomez Perez, or Anna or Anne Teresa Gomez Perez. Is a man named Jose Perez, very important. And then here's the locations that I got. You see, I made it neat so that I can send it to my friend in California to check out, and so I could send it to my my good friend, soul sister Ruby, so she could do the mapping. Okay, so the locations are Santa Clara. How did I get these? I got these intuitively, and I also did the dowsing rods and went through the alphabet, and it was really like, sometimes I would get an S and then an A, and then I would hear the word, and I'll be like, thank you, could you please tell me the word, so I don't have to go, because I wrote the whole alphabet out so that I can go through it on my map. Anyhow, yeah, it was tedious, but I'd do that for any kid. I'd do that for any missing person. I'd do it all over again for you, Dulce. I'm just hoping and praying to find you. Okay, so Santa Clara and not Ruby. I mean, I looked up things on Google to make sure I wasn't dreaming up a place that didn't exist. I gave it to Forever Bella, and she said some of the places she knows of. Some of the places, but Santa Clara is there. Then I got northeast, and then I'll move to the southeast, and then maybe you move back to the northeast, like back and forth. Like Ruby said, they're going ping, pang, ping, moving, but in the same area, California, northwest. So northeast, southeast, northwest. Then I got Hacienda, Hacienda, Hacienda. Now, when I do this, I got to the H in the alphabet, so I was trying to get a location, and then I heard that word, and then I look up things, and then if it feels hot to me, Then I'm like, okay, then I'm going to write it down. And then Oakland. Now, I know I used to teach in the student exchange program, both in CSI and also in Wagner College and St. John's, all 3 colleges actually. And we used to get a lot of people from Oakland, California. So there was that Oakland school. So now let me tell you about the schools. And I have them all listed. So first look, because I love when people get interactive and they give me comments. Maybe you live in California. Everybody out in California, does this make any sense to you? These areas make any sense? Santa Clara, Northeast. Well, of course, Northeast, but she said that. Forever Bella said that's not specific enough. But how about Hacienda, Oakland? Okay. The schools was Santa Clara, then San Jose, actual schools that were Catholic schools, because they kept telling me Catholic. Okay, I'm not saying everybody is bad associated with this whole scenario. Of course there's good people, and then there's bad people, and then there's people that steal kids and try to put them with other people because they're going to get some money. And then there are bad people in churches. There are bad people in schools. Okay, so, and then there's also good people. So let's try to outweigh the bad with the good, with the dark with the light. Okay, so Santa Clara, San Jose, Oakland Christian School. Please, somebody check that out. Oakland Christian School. And then St. Isidore Catholic Home School. Catholic School Home. St. Isidore. So like maybe they took kids in. And I'm not saying everybody is bad associated with it, but something, why would I get this associated with Dulce? Okay. Could I be crazy? Yeah, I could be crazy, but I've been doing this for friggin' 50 years. And I did, when I lived in New York, I did work for the NYPD on some cases, and I was spot on. Okay. So, let me just see if I'm finished with, I got AP, so initials AP. So that could be Anna Perez or, Annie or Anna Perez. I got GT, Gomez, Teresa. I got AP again. So what I do is I square them when I get them over and over again. And this is all hours and hours. This isn't like, hey, let me just sit at the table for 10 minutes. No, this was hours and concentrating and meditating. And actually I did it without any music because there was something talking to me. There was the spirit guides of myself, and then there's the spirit guides of Dulce, and they were talking to me, so I wanted to be able to hear. And for some reason, if I listened to music, that would be more static, and for somebody who has ADD, that would be hard for me. Sometimes the music, I need it, it's necessary, but I needed to just sit there. I needed the candles, I needed the incense, smoke, and I was good to go. I was doing the dowsing rods and trying to channel. Okay, so I just want to make sure I gave you everything on here. Figueroa and Saint Mahabi, but I didn't feel hot on that. But that was an area that I was being led to, but I didn't feel hot on it. Our Lady, a school that started with called Our Lady, I felt hot on. It was in the East California. I know that sounds general, but this is what I got. Okay, then I started really going tough, and I said, you know what, dear God, and you know what, Archangel Michael, we need to find Dulce. What is her address? Where's the address? What is the zip code that she would be at? So I did get a zip code 760. Okay, is it true? I said, somebody that has a cell phone around Dulce, maybe she doesn't have a cell phone, okay, because they don't want her to like try to call New Jersey, but not that she would have anybody's number, but you know. So I got 760, so I think that's a California area code, or maybe it means something else. So then I was really trying to get the address, and I got East. I said, what is the street? And I'm going on the, you know, with the dowsing rods again through the alphabet. What is the letter of your street? You know how some people just have numbers for their street? But I did get East or Eastern. And then I got 6910. So I don't know if it was 669-10 or 6910 or 6,910, but that's what I got. And then for some reason I said I got Chico. I kept getting Chico. So East, like when I was focusing on the street, I would just say it over and over again, like over and over again. Then I make a box for it so that I can just stare at it and focus on that, so that my guides know what is the question that she's asking. So East or Eastern Street, number 6910. And then I have a number line. I went through each number and it was so tedious. I was like, why am I doing it this way? But I needed to do it that way because I haven't used my dowsing rods, and I call them Madame Zelda, in a long time. And a friend of mine, Tammy, was just telling me recently, we were talking, and she said, I think you should start doing your dowsing rods again, and maybe even showing them, you know, do a session with your dowsing rods. And I was like, yeah, I feel shy with them. I feel shy because I had done them a lot of times in the car, you know, outside, inside. I did them a lot. And I got some, not hate, I don't think it was necessarily hate, but I didn't feel like I was, when I had the video, maybe I was okay. But doing it live, I felt very paranoid. I felt like people aren't going to think that I'm doing it right, or people aren't going to think that I'm hearing anything or feeling anything. So I felt like, I don't know, I felt judged. So I was like, then I lose my connection. Once you get paranoid, then you lose your connection. And then that's why I let it go. I stopped doing them. But I think I'm going to go back to it because it really did work today. But this is what has to happen. Nobody can be there in the house. Nobody can be there to bother me because that interrupts me. So I have to have the whole house to myself, or I can go in the car or go outside. Okay. So East 6910, if there's a street called East or Eastern 6910, I looked it up, I couldn't find it. And then it kept coming up Chico. Is Chico another street that's right near it? You know how like you live on, like I used to live on Wyman Avenue and Highland Boulevard, or Wyman Avenue and Sweetwater was the next street over. So Wyman and Sweetwater was where my house was. Maybe this is East Avenue or East Street and Chico Street. I don't know. Okay. I'm trying though. I did try. Yeah. Perez, came in hot, and then when I saw that was her name, I was like, oh my gosh, was I just picking up on her name? Then I went again to try to find street names, and I got letter Z, Y, M, and E. And then I was trying to put it in to try to make words with it, and nothing was really making sense. Like Zyme. Oh, and I got a P too. P-M-Y. I don't know. That didn't make sense to me. So I'm just going to stick with that part. Okay. So, I do, whenever I think about the case, I do see a red car. Now it's getting dark here. I'm supposed to be here to pick up dinner, but you know what? My stepson is 26 years old, and he works here, so he could have picked up something for himself. It's like not set in stone for me to cook for him every night. Anyhow, set up. It's set. Was set. I saw the red car. They say it was a red Jeep. Okay. Then some people say it was a van, but I think it was a red Jeep. And I see an apartment, but they leave in the night. So in other words, I don't know, they maybe put their hand over her mouth so she wouldn't scream. The little brother definitely saw it. Why wouldn't they take the little brother? They took the little girl. Okay, maybe I feel like they had a little boy. They only speak Spanish. I also got the names Medina, Monica, and Marsha. And I went through it. I said, is there a Medina around you? I did it all with the dowsing-rods. I got a yes, but I felt they weren't that close. It was just somebody, that was around them. Their last name could be Medina. Somebody's around her, maybe a teacher or something. Then I got Monica, and I said, who's Monica? And it's like that lady, that girl, that lady. I just hear a couple of things. When I said Marsha, I heard Marsha's my friend. Marsha's my friend. So she has a little friend named Marsha. Okay, so then we have Southern California. When they first went by car, Southern California. I could see her being pushed down like under the back seat, and something put over her, and she's sleeping through most of it. I don't know if they gave her something, but she was a little girl then. She was 5 years old, so you sleep a lot. Okay, I was getting the cross symbol, and then I also wrote down vulture. Somebody is a vulture, or somebody acts like a vulture. I saw like a spider web symbol, kept drawing it, and I didn't want to draw it because I wanted to just keep on writing notes. St. Peter's Catholic school, but I didn't feel that hot on it, but I felt like there was links to things. San Jose, Santeria, and then the initial CA being important. Paul Crowley is one of the priests, or one of the head priests, I think, in there. I didn't feel hot on it. I just feel like these are puzzle pieces, and I heard like my spirit guide, or maybe it was Jesus or God, saying, Katrina, you have to figure out the puzzle pieces. You have to figure out. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And he's like, yes, you got to figure it out. And then also, I had been getting a dream or a vision, clairaudient, where I hear, now it's time to start playing the video game. And I say to them, I don't play video games. I've never played video games. I don't even know how to play a video game. And they just repeat that. Well, you're going to have to play the video game. You're going to have to play the video game. Or start playing it. So I don't know what it all means, guys. I'm just trying my best for our girl Dulce. And Dulce, I apologize that that this reading came so late. I'm so sorry. She was born April 25th, 2014, and she went missing. So she was a Taurus, like Devin. So she's a strong-willed girl. And she went missing on 9/16/2019 from Bridgeton, New Jersey. I'm just trying to see if I said everything to you guys. think I did. And then I'm just going to do 3 cards, and this is really long. So can my spirit guides and Dulce Maria's spirit guides let us know, where is she? How can we find her? Give us a clue to finding her. Thank you. Please and thank you. I love you. Okay, so we got the first one, 7 of Wands. Okay, this is going to be hard to read. I don't have my glasses in the car. Oh boy. Do I have any glasses in the car? It's really small. Okay, so frustrations. You are able to overcome your frustration. You're on top of the situation. Okay. I hope so. You know what I wish? I wish I could hire or work with a private detective that's in all different areas, right? So a private detective in California, because that's where I feel like she is. A private detective, whatever, in Tennessee, private detective. Like, I just wish that there were private detectives that work with psychics. Okay? I'd work with them for free. But, you know, maybe they don't want to work for free. But anyhow, we have people that are in California, right? I have my beautiful Bella Butterfly, but she has a lot of jobs and she has kids and stuff like that. So she's got to do that first when she has time. But anybody who's watching this, if you're in California and you can look into some of the things that I showed you and the places that I talked about, just email me. If you have my number, just text me. I'm a big texter, okay? So this card is saying that we're going to figure this out. We have everything. It looks rough. It looks scary, right? 7 of Wands is like, it's not like, you know, you feel like you have nothing to do, nobody to fight. We're fighting 7 different situations, but he's got the wand right in his hand. So he's on top of it. He's going to get over being frustrated. So we are frustrated because we're trying to find Dulce, right? Find out what happened and who's responsible. Okay, then the 7 of Pentacles is, this is terrible when you can't see. Work frustrations again. Hard work needing to be done, either at work or a situation in life. So whenever I see this card, it's oh my gosh, 7. 2 7s we got. I just pulled 2 7s. 7 is a spiritual number, sign of the spiritual teacher. So maybe somebody who's a teacher of Dulce will be like, hey, this girl looks familiar, and I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to be the good person and stand up for her, even though I'm afraid of the T word, trafficking word, and I'm afraid of people who are, you know, could maybe hurt me or my family. I'm going to stand up for this girl because I know she's the missing girl from New Jersey. Okay, so this is like, whenever I see this, pentacles usually represent money or creative talent, creative abilities, gifts and talents that you get from God, that you know, you can utilize it, but sometimes you're frustrated. Like the painter is frustrated after they painted a little bit and then they lost their muse. They lost their, there's a big, huge guy with a big dog coming towards me. That's scary. Okay, so I feel like what this card means is feeling frustrated, but if you utilize your gifts and talents, you're gonna get through it and shine. This guy, he's looking at me. Let me show you. Just keep walking, man. Okay, he did. Kept walking. Alright, so far I'm not sad about those two cards, but this one is a little bit sad. Nine of Swords. This is like somebody's waking up in the middle of the night with nightmares. Somebody is very sad and upset. Somebody feels like they have all these swords over them and they can't do anything about it. Or is this Dulce? Fears or frustration. So everything was frustration. Okay, and that is my mood, and that it probably is the family's mood and Dulce's mood. Okay. Nine of Swords, and she went missing in the 9th month, Virgo. Fears and frustrations, again, letting go of emotions. Yeah, so getting out the tears, and I do feel like what I say is, please, Archangel, dear God and Jesus and Mother Mary and Archangel Michael, go around, swoop down to Dulce and stay with her and help her, and let there be somebody that stands up for her and tries to do the right thing and get law enforcement involved. Take a video of her and risk their life, risk their job, risk something of their family because of Dulce. Okay, so this is like somebody is coming to a head with their nightmares and their things that they need to do. So maybe this teacher who's around her, or a counselor, like somebody, it's somebody that a lot of people around them are corrupt, but they're not corrupt. And they didn't start out as corrupt, so they want to do the right thing. But they're scared in their mind. They're like, oh, but if I do the right thing and I open my mouth, then somebody's going to kill me, or somebody's going to hurt my family, or somebody's going to do blah, blah, blah. But then you get to the point where you say, if I keep my mouth shut, I'm just as bad as the people who stole Dulce. Okay, so guys, say a prayer in your heart. I'm going to move my car because I am not happy with this position. 1 second, guys. And then I'm going to go into the store. And I want a candy bar. Yeah, I'll get something that, like, well, I have soup. That's good for me. I have to get something for Connor. But, let me turn off my air conditioning and the lights, this light. But say extra prayer for Dulce, please. Say extra prayer for her mother, her father, her grandmother, her sisters and brother, and aunt. That little girl that was there at the park. So she was 8 then, so she's 9, 10, 11. So she's only 12 years old. So she's a young kid too. Anyhow, just say a prayer for all of the people around Dulce that are around her right now. Okay? So we're hoping and praying that she's alive. I don't feel like with Summer, I knew a week in when I was doing her case, I was like, she's not on this earth. Then she showed me herself, and she was purple, and she said, hey, I'm the same color, your favorite color. And it's my favorite color too. My face is the same color as your favorite color, Katrina. Michael Vaughn, he wasn't over yet. I didn't feel he was over yet. He was like in the in-between. Like, in other words, I didn't feel he died right away, or was killed right away. But is now. The boys, my grandsons, Classic and Sincere, I felt they were over right away. But they were killed in the month of, not in December, when they supposedly went missing. I think they were killed like in September. And one of them might have been killed the end of August and the other one September. So kind of like the feeling I got with JJ and Tylee, like killed what, a week or 2 weeks apart. Yeah, okay, first Tylee, then JJ, like 2 weeks later, a week later. Anyhow, so just send an extra prayer. Now on the thank you, dear God, in Jesus' name, may we find all the missing and the murdered and the taken, in Jesus' name. Thank you, dear God. Good will always outwin bad. Light will always come over darkness. And the light workers and the empaths, we will be successful. So now, thank you, in Jesus' name. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for everything that you do every minute of the day, and of course God and Jesus, Mother Mary, and everybody, all our spirit guides. You just have to activate them. You just have to ask them, please stay with me, please help me, and they will. But I wanted to say that a couple of people said they wanted 1010, and somebody sent the money through, but you didn't give me your questions. So when I'm going to do that, I'm going to aim, like I might have to go to work tomorrow. So far, there wasn't anything that I was interested in, and I'm being very picky. So if being picky means I don't work for another week, then I won't work for another week, and I'll do something else, you know. If there's a job that is what I want, a regular classroom job, the grade that I want, then I'll take it. Yeah, I'm being picky. Because when I wasn't picky, then I get screwed. So I'm not into getting screwed for myself anymore. I'm too old for that. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing the 1010. So if you have a question or you paid me already, I'm going to try to do it on Wednesday. But before the, there's a big thing, I forget what it's called. The debates are coming on, I think, at 9. So I want to do it maybe around 7 Texas time. If that's okay with you guys, or if you want me to wait till Friday. But if I do it on Friday or Wednesday, it's always going to be after 7. Okay? And if you did give me the money in PayPal, you did that already. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And if you, the person that I'm going to be doing your reading this week as well. I just don't know the date yet because I'm still doing my notes. But if you still want a 1010 reading, it's like 2 or 3 questions. Give me 2 or 3 questions. Or if you just want general. But it's always good to give me a couple of questions. Like if you want to focus on your career, or you want to focus on your, I need your birthday. I always need your birthday and your questions. Okay. And if you feel like you can't think of any questions, or if you have a question about somebody that has passed over, a loved one that's in heaven, I can do that too. Okay. That could be one of your questions. So give me like 2 or 3 questions. And that's what the 1010 will be about. It'll be like a 10-minute reading. I think it's worth it. I think it'll be fun. I'll probably do it as a live, because this way people could, you know, see it happening, and then maybe they'll be interested in it and either do it this time or they'll do it another time. Okay. So that's all I got for you. I think it was a lot. I know I'll be a little bit tired, but I feel good. I feel like I got it off my chest. And again, let me just show you that paper one more time, in case anybody is in California. Hopefully it's not backwards. You could screenshot it. Let's try to find our girl Dulce. Okay. Anyway, I love you all, and yeah, just communicate with me. Text me up if you have my number to let me know your questions, or email. And my email is katrina.kb, all lowercase letters, @gmail.com. I'll put that in the top of this video. Okay, I love you guys. You'll see this later tonight. It's so long. It takes me so long to do everything. Okay, anyway, guys, I love you, and talk to you soon. See you on the other side, in the magical land, somewhere between earth and heaven, in the magical land. Okay. I don't know. It's not working. It's not working. But I just want, instead of just saying namaste. Okay, love you guys. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. But self-care makes the world fair. Okay, remember that? All right, sorry.